once you've seen death, life becomes very simple because you know the end. The end is right here. It's just going to be death. So life becomes very playful and fun, and fear and anxiety and all these burdens that are so to do with the body and the mind, they kind of get pushed aside. So death, once you understand death fully, that's it. You can live, finally. What's beyond the reincarnation process is what people avoid every second of the day, which is emptiness, nothingness, the void. It's the void that is permeating and penetrating every space of the existence. It's nothing. It's nothing, but it's everywhere. It's the most massive thing, yet it's nowhere. So this void is just the ultimate calm. Once you let go of your mind's chatter and your mind's drama and emotions, you can start to touch this space. Once you touch it, that's it. Your life is permanently changed.
In the current situation where humanity is sort of a little bit prickly and fragile, and how they're getting used to the trajectory of the cycle we consider as a spiritual, atheist, or sort of religious scope, which is where most people tend to lie in one of those three categories. How do you find people and where they're at right now in their own personal self-realization?
I think human beings are generally becoming more spiritual, and the language is changing, especially in the younger generation. Like, it's a little bit skewed, but still, case in point, the word woke, being awakened. And the younger generation using the word aura to represent you're really cool, you have really good aura. So the language is subtly changing towards a spiritual field, which is so good and so needed because spirituality is a way to end suffering, and suffering and human beings go hand to hand. So we definitely need more spiritual beings.
And so that would sound very much in line with a stream of many of I probably got maybe 20 plus Buddhist buddies that are walking the monastic path of self-realization and sitting on the watchtower observing the dukkha. Does that ring with anything within your own personal observation?
I was introduced to spirituality by the Buddha in a large sense. I attended a 10-day Vipassana meditation retreat when I was 19 years of age, and that totally changed the direction of my life. It was the biggest gifts that I had received in my life up until now. So definitely, the Buddha's teaching plays a massive role in my life, and I owe a great deal of gratitude to that wise man. So thank you to the Buddha.
And how does that transfer into a contemporary setting? So, a lot of my friends that are Buddhist monks, the monastic path is one of self-sacrifice in very much the sense of the word. Anything material or humanistic becomes irrelevant to the sum of all parts because they all disappear. How does that work in implementation for yourself?
It took me a long time for me to discover the actual true essence of what the Buddha taught, because it was a long time that he existed, 2,600 years now, and all that we have of him is writing. So reading his texts, it was very confusing. Nobody living was able to tell me, oh, this is what it means by personal experience. So it was lots of confusion, thinking that the way to realization or liberation is to totally abstain from sensual pleasures, and sensual pleasures is somehow wrong and evil, and you need to stay away from sensual things. And then I realized, no, there's many flavors to life. You can enjoy life as much as you can, but not to get trapped in it, and that's the biggest key. So yes, a lot of discernment is needed to study these ancient texts, but the best thing you can do is to find somebody that's living it, or living embodiment of that, because that is far better than any book that you can read.
And who would you suggest is a current emanated point of evidence of such right now?
I'm glad you asked that question because the answer is very close to me. This man you see behind me, Sadhguru,
Hmm.
is what I believe to be the best embodiment of what we call spirituality in our present time.
Hmm.
Fortunately for us, he has a YouTube channel and he teaches you various things. His perception on life is so uncanny and sharp and spot on. And you don't have to travel anywhere. He's basically teaching or talking to you face to face on a YouTube video. So it's a fantastic time to be alive, especially when it comes to the spiritual skill or spiritual side of life. So definitely Sadhguru.
Right. So, he's very playful and cheeky and, you know,
Yes, he
comical.
is. Yes.
And so, what do you attribute that to? What's the very essence of this type of perspective?
Well, if you're asking in terms of being cheeky and comical and these things and playful, I think that's just understanding life and living in alignment with life. Because you don't want to be stifled and serious and dense. You want to have fun. You want to play. You want to have your childlike essence always. And that comes about when you realize and have wisdom and understand the nature of this existence, which is just futile and fleeting and impermanent. And that lifts the burden off of your heart and you can play, you can enjoy because your time here is limited. It's not a long time you're going to be here, it's a short time.
And so, what would you suggest is the purpose of all this?
Um, well, I will answer how my teacher Sadhguru would answer this because I don't have a personal answer to myself. I haven't figured out what the purpose is. But what Sadhguru would say is the purpose of life is life itself. It's just life, flourishing through you, through the tree, through me, and that's the only thing that's here. Life is fantastic, and if you can get to the essence of your own life, it's just bliss. So there's no need to search for a purpose or make a purpose in your mind. Just being alive is good enough a purpose for me.
And what sort of practice outside of just being now would you contribute to your own self realization?
I was initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra by Sadhguru in 2019. And that, I think, was the biggest contributing factor to my realization because self realization, you need a great deal of energy to progress in the spiritual path, and you need a method of you to attain that energy. So, this practice of certain, like 7 or 8 different types of yoga postures, really brings up the energy from the base of your spine upwards and makes it available. So that I think is the biggest thing that contributed to my self awakening or wisdom.
Are you referring to some type of energetic realization? Is that what you're talking about? Or
I think that spiritual awakening or realization can be very easily defined as somebody that has seen death and sees through death and realizes death and is death, lives through death every moment. Once you've seen death, life becomes very simple because you know the end. The end is right here. It's just going to be death. So life becomes very playful and fun, and fear and anxiety and all these burdens that are so to do with the body and the mind, they kind of get pushed aside. So death, once you understand death fully, that's it. You can live, finally.
now, is that the end, or are you suggesting that reincarnation or incarnation are not possibilities, or this is the absolute end of the line for anyone who's on a journey of being?
Well, some people have said, and I've observed this to be true, that there are cycles to your life every week, every month, every year, every decade. The same things come back to you. You know, we're living in a circular solar system. The sun is spinning, the earth is spinning around the sun, the moon is spinning, or different planets are spinning. It's all spinning in a circle, and your life is spinning in a circle also. So things come to you with a similar kind of flavor, not the exact same things, but similar characteristics every so often. When you realize, oh, this is because of this cycle, or this is because of my own actions, then you can step away from the cycle. You don't have to participate in the circle. So that's on a micro scale. On a macro scale, I'm sure also once you step away far enough from this physical game, you can also step away from the reincarnation process. You don't have to do that.
And so what's beyond the reincarnation process?
What's beyond the reincarnation process is what people avoid every second of the day, which is emptiness, nothingness, the void. It's the void that is permeating and penetrating every space of the existence. It's nothing. It's nothing, but it's everywhere. It's the most massive thing, yet it's nowhere. So this void is just the ultimate calm. Once you let go of your mind's chatter and your mind's drama and emotions, you can start to touch the space. Once you touch it, that's it. Your life is permanently changed.